And we're back on the hook on Woodward Sports Network. Tom Mazaway alongside Darren McCarty and Pilar Lastra in the middle. And Jim Price, good friend of ours, joins us on the other side. And Jim Price, 1968 World Series champion with the Tigers, and, of course, radio analyst with Dan Dickerson for a very long time. And we still get to hear Jim's voice. Jim, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. Nice to see all of you. You look great. And, I'm kind of in the middle. I kind of like everybody.
Well, with you,
I
Jim.
mean, that's a fair way to be nowadays, Playing it safe.
I say it the way it is. Radio, if the guy makes a mistake, he makes a mistake. But I try to explain it the right way.
Right.
Hey, Jim, take us back to 1971. Tigers coming off, of course, a World Series 3 years earlier than that. Tiger Stadium looking beautiful. We have so much beautiful video from that game. I want to play a home run for you. There were 6 home runs in that game. Of course,
right.
The biggest one came from Reggie Jackson. Check this out, folks.
There's a long drive. That one is going way up. It is off the roof. That hit the transformer up there. A tremendous smash. Only 8 players have hit the ball over the roof here in Detroit. And Jackson nearly did it then out of the ballpark.
It's been done 13 times, Kurt. Norm Cash has done it the most, 4 times. Mantle has done it 3. Williams has done it. But that one was really a smash, more toward right.
22 Hall of Famers in that game, Jimmy. What do you remember most about that game?
Well, I caught, because I was with the Tigers, I caught it in the bullpen in that game. That I remember, I saw Norm hit him up there, but the one I remember is when it was either Clemente or I think in the upper deck in the right center field.
That was
I
Clemente.
That was the longest home run.
That was his last home run in the All-Star game. He would pass away just a year later.
For everybody that's seen that, I'm sure Darren wasn't around then, but he was probably playing hockey in the.
No, I was minus 8 months or 10 months. I was almost around.
Almost.
But anyway, Phil, you two, it was a great game, and I caught in the bullpen. I warmed up the pitchers and so forth. But that's the one I remember, because if you remember Tiger Stadium, if you ever saw a picture of Tiger Stadium, that in right center field in the bleachers, very few people hit them up there.
Yeah.
That's the home run I remember. The one in the light tower, that was something, but I just think the one that Clemente hit was just unbelievable. It really was.
So, Jim, I want to ask you about what we got going. All-Star break. Tigers go into the break at 40-51.
Right.
Disappointing, obviously, the last. But let's take the last series against Minnesota and the blown leads and stuff like that, and go back to from the beginning of the year, from training camp. Where is Jim Price at the halfway point? Give me a grade level or some things that have jumped out at you and surprised you, or where they're ahead, or some things that maybe disappointed. What are there a couple of those?
Well, Darren, here's how I look at the club. We don't have a lot of power, and I like what the coaches have done. In other words, we've gone back to old-time baseball, bunting, running, hit and run, and all the small things, because we don't have a lot of power. So, you dance with the partners that you've been given. And right now, there's some young kids on the horizon, hopefully that will give us some power in time. We just don't know. Right now, we have some young pitchers, but that series in Minnesota was disappointing, because had a chance to finish up on a high note. The team has been playing better, but I think they just kind of ran out of gas a little bit because of what I said. They just don't have that. Miguel is right now in a stage where he, is not the fellow he used to be. So you don't have that impact hitter in the lineup. And I would think there's going to be some changes after the All-Star break. But I just think this is a team that you have to dance with the partners that you have. And I think that's what they've done the best, with hit and run, bunting, and so forth. It's a different style. But I think it's a game that you can enjoy. I enjoy broadcasting and talking about, how a field will feel a base, his helmet falls off. There's some excitement on this ball club, and they come to play hard every day. And I think that's a tribute to these kids, that some of them really shouldn't be there. But, again, that's the dance partners, and I know you played with a lot of players that maybe shouldn't have been there, but they played their heart out, and these kids are playing their heart out. They're just not ready yet.
Hey, Jim, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to call you on your cell phone. We're having some video issues, so we're gonna hang up on you. We're going to call you on your cell phone and reboot. Please stick with us. So Jim Price will join us. Appreciate it, Jim. Let's bring Jim down and let's call him on the cell there, Jeff. In the meantime, I want to show you another couple of home runs. Hank Aaron was 40 years old in that 1971 game. He had never hit a home run in the All-Star game. He played in 18 straight, but it took him to get to Tiger Stadium before he hit his first.
Mention that bad knee of Henry Aaron. He's had fluid drained off the knee something like 8 times, he was telling me, since spring training. Puffs up, he's got to get out of the lineup. It starts hurting him too much.
A high fly ball, the wind carrying that one out, and it is gone in the upper deck. Henry Aaron gets his first extra base hit, his first All-Star homer, and 2 right-handed batters have hit home runs to the opposite field off Vida Blue.
Blue did not make a bad pitch, it didn't look like. The ball looked like it was almost by Henry. He just kind of waved at the ball, just flipped at it with those quick hands and arms of his.
Number 44 last night in the Derby. Who knows? They might be wearing it tonight on those softball jerseys they got. But Henry Aaron at Tiger Stadium. Mac, I know you're a big Tiger Stadium guy. You were there. You hit a couple of shots out of that place.
Yeah, but no, I remember my biggest memory is '84. Tigers, but going over and going to the World Series and just the excitement. And I think the lasting memory is the cars being flipped over and the people celebrating, and it's scary, but it was cool. And just Tiger Stadium, and then to be able to.
Was it like that? Was it?
Oh, they burned cars, flipped cars, burned cars.
That's how they did over in L.A.
But that was in '84. So we were a little bit, younger then, not as mature as we are now. We didn't know how to celebrate
I'm so
because
happy
it was
to
the
hear
first
that.
celebration in a while. No, by the
Otherwise,
time
I don't want there to be a
Pilar,
win.
by the time we got to the Stanley Cup parades and stuff, it was all civil.
Much better.
Debauchery,
Okay.
but to Maz, it's such a childhood, like as the childhood, Darren, to have been able to not only go and watch games at Joe Louis and Tiger Stadium, but also to play at Joe Louis and now get out there and hit a home run in Tiger Stadium and stuff like that. It was second to none. I miss that ballpark because, the one thing is I was lucky enough to go to Olympia and Tiger Stadium, and they both were built the same as you might get a seat behind one of those pillars.
Oh, you get dripped on with rusty water.
Yeah, whatever, dude. It's all part of it.
It was part of the charm.
All part of
right?
the smell, the sticky, whatever.
Yeah, I was telling
That's
you,
what people are saying on social media is how they missed the old lady.
6 home runs by 6 Hall of Famers. Johnny Bench actually led this game off with a 2-run home. I just love the colors of these videos and the color of the field and the stands were green. Check this out from Johnny Bench, greatest catcher ever.
There's a high drive to deep right center. That one is going, and it is gone in the upper deck. A tremendous drive on a high outside pitch by Johnny Bench. I was just about to say that Blue doesn't give up many homers either.
Kurt, that's the kind of pitch you rarely see hit off a hard-throwing fastball pitcher like Vida Blue or a Koufax or any other hard thrower. A pitch high and almost in the eyes of Johnny Bench. That's the ball that usually really moves.
A lot. I have it on my DVR.
This one is if anybody wants to know, if Maz had to take a baseball game, All-Star game to the desert island, this is the game.
It might be the game.
Would it really be?
No,
This
it
is
wouldn't.
it?
You're taking the March 26, 97 game too.
I'm talking baseball.
That's what I'm saying. You said it may be the game.
Okay.
But the game in baseball it could be.
Could be.
Right, but you
Could
can't.
be.
That's not your hockey. There's
Not your
different
game.
sports. No, but he gets to choose one.
Boy, that's
of
a great
each.
topic.
Oh,
If you
one
could
of
choose,
each.
there you go.
Which
Each
one?
sport, you got to pick one game to take on your desert island on your little VCR.
One baseball,
man.
one football, one hockey,
one
one basketball.
I love that. We'll
I
do
love
that.
that. Let's do that.
You know
will-
why
we
that's
will do
We'll have
great?
to think about that one.
my
actually.
idea.
I love it, Matt. This is your
See,
show.
Alex, that's producing from the seat. You see how that's
I'd
going?
rather suck by myself.
I'd rather suck by myself, and I'd rather be great with a team.
Hey.
We know that.
Oh,
That's
there
how
you
you get
go.
rings.
I'm proud of my son. He did a hell of a game day. I watched I looked at the rundowns that Alex put
course you
together.
did.
I was very impressed.
He did a good
Yeah,
job.
he did a
I
great
kept a
job.
couple of his subjects that you guys didn't get to that we will get to today.
Oh, I know.
The Hook Debate Club, NFL
I know.
Roundtable. We got
That's what I told him.
more
I go,
stuff
those are some
coming.
great topics. We're not going to just run through those real quick. Those deserve
Did you
their
get 2
own
scoops of ice
section.
cream last night at dinner, Alex?
Yeah, right. He sure did.
And don't forget, we got Jim
got
Price.
Just one,
the
Mac.
sprinkles.
I still only got one. It's okay though.
We're still
But
working
did you
on
get
our
sprinkles
issues
on
here.
it? You got some sprinkles on it. You got some.
I did get the sprinkles. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Maz got.
I love grilled cheese. Yes.
Grilled cheese ice cream. Maz, you're a sicko.
No, not that. No.
I wonder if they can make grilled cheese ice cream.
Hey,
That sounds pretty gross, to be honest.
we're gonna get with Jim Price
Grilled
here
cheese ice
eventually. Let's take a quick break, Pilar. When we come back, we will talk home run derby from last night, a little more of the All-Star game tonight, what we're gonna expect. Shohei Ohtani against the Max Scherzer should be a fun game, and
Yeah.
we'll just see if you're gonna be watching.
Yep, and Jim Price will be right back with us. So nobody go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. I'm Pilar Lasser with D-Mac, Tom Mazaway, and also joining us, we've got our good friend of the show, Jim Price, Tigers radio analyst, 1968 World Series champion.
And bullpen catcher and
yes.
the All-Star game. And 50 years ago, Jim, how was that whole experience for you catching? Of course, Bill Freehand, your teammate, was a phenomenal All-Star, but you get to sit behind him and catch all those All-Star pitchers.
Well, I did. That's right. Well, by the way, Bill Freehand should be in the Hall of Fame. Let me make that statement.
I
before we
agree.
move on. No, it was great. You know, he's another guy. I mean, I got all the goodies that players got. I still have a painting in my library where I'm sitting that they gave me to be in front of the All-Star thing. And in those days, Chrysler was involved. I had a whole kind of bunch of stuff from Chrysler and so forth. So it was nice. And I knew most of the guys anyway because you're playing against them. And they're all very nice. And I sat in my locker there and next to some of these guys. And it was great. It was a good feeling, you know, like Darren had all those great championships, I'm sure, with the Red Wings. By the way, I'm a huge hockey fan. I'm from Hershey, Pennsylvania, Darren. You've heard of the Hershey Bears,
Yeah.
the American Hockey League.
Well, you
Yeah,
got the chocolate,
so,
too.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I grew up right next to the factory. But, you know, I've been a big hockey fan forever and so forth. In fact, Pete Conacher, Charlie Conacher was his father, got to know Pete real well. Charlie's in the Hall of Fame in hockey and so forth. So I do have a good connection, but it was a thrill for me to be around these great Hall of Famers. In those days, you know, you didn't think about autographs. I'm thinking, boy, why didn't I get all these guys autographs? And so forth, which was kind of silly. And, you know, I through the years, I've collected a lot of autographs, but, you know, it was a thrill for me, and I was pretty young at that time, and you know, I just looked up to them all so much, and it was a great thrill for me.
No, that's awesome, Jim. And you know, there's like the synergy because I don't know how many games I've listened to you and Dan Dickerson do. And what I like is what you mentioned back earlier when we were talking as far as this is an enjoyable ball club to broadcast, right? They play small ball. They like there's guys you can get behind, you know, maybe some guys that for whatever reason that are getting an opportunity. You mentioned Akil Baddoo and his flying helmet every time he rounds the bases, which is great. I'm a catcher at heart, right? I grew up. Lance Parrish was my guy. You know,
a big deal.
Yeah, I realized that I was better at punching people in the face than hitting a curveball, so I had to.
Well, I would always be right behind you, believe me.
There you go, but what about the catching staff, right? Because you know, with Jake Rogers and you know Divine Child's own Eric Haas and with what these guys are doing, and you know, we all knew Rogers obviously coming in the Verlander trade is a high prospect, but now he's actually hitting. And, you know, hit a grand slam the other night, but his bat looks a little different. Can you talk about that? About, you know, the confidence, like we're used to having a one-way catcher, but it seems like our guys behind the plate are actually, you know, putting some offense to the ball.
Well, both of them are very good defensively, number one. In fact, you know, Jake has stopped the running game. Nobody runs at all. Of course, the pitchers help out in that regard, but what Jake did is he used to have that high leg kick, and he would be off balance. In other words, off-speed pitches would get him off balance. But Now he doesn't have much of a leg kick, and he stays through the zone a lot better now. Instead of trying to pull everything, he uses the whole field. So he's become a different hitter, and he's got the power. And as far as Eric goes, I like Eric a lot. You know, he brings energy when he plays. He plays left field also, and he catches, so which is kind of unique. But I like him with his energy and tremendous power. I mean, he's going to swing and miss. You know, they're both going to swing and miss because that's just their style. But I like the way that they're approach to hitting. In other words, don't try to pull everything. And the longer you stay through the hitting zone, the more power you have. It's like shooting a puck. If you shoot a puck and you come across it and you know and don't follow through on it, you won't have the power. So it's very similar. And I think they've made the nice adjustments. And you know, I think they have a tremendous future. And it's going to help this ball club a lot.
Thanks, Jim. I think you just fixed my golf game. I'm coming off it. I got to swing through it a little bit more. You know what, bro? You're the best. I know Mads has got something for you, but I want to say that when I wipe everybody's butt tomorrow at the sports media scramble, and I'm looking at my boss, Chad Johnson, when I'm saying that, is that I'm going to say it's all in honor of Jim Price. Gave me this little tip.
Good job, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Well, I was just at the golf course a little bit ago, and you know, buying some new clubs and so forth. So I'm getting back into golf myself.
I love it.
Nice.
Jim, it's good to hear your voice. It's sounding healthy. Last thing for you, I know you catchers stick together. AJ Hinch, what a difference he's made for this ball club. What do you see in him going forward?
Well, the thing I see in him is he doesn't miss anything. He doesn't miss a thing, and you know, I think I'm pretty good at what I do. But he comes up with some things and go, you know what, you're right. So I can even learn a little bit from him. But I've known him for some time. Even he was with us for a little bit and so forth. But I like what he's done, and it's really a tribute to him and the coaches what they've done. In other words, they took this team and they molded the team the only way that they can play, and that is I explained that a little bit earlier. So what they've done, I'm really impressed with Hinch and the coaches and the adjustments they've made with this ball club to make an exciting ball club. They're fun to watch, and if you like the game of baseball the way it should be played, in other words, I'm tired of the home runs because the home runs are great, but the ball is listen, it's like a rubber ball. I mean, the ball just jumps. You know, the bats of today are so much better. You know, there must be 30 different types of bats. When I played, there was Adirondack and Louisville, and there was Chip. And the baseballs we hit in those days, you could actually put your fingerprint in. You can't put your fingerprint in these balls. They're so hard, and that's why they're flying like they are. So I like our style of play, and I think everybody else will too.
We appreciate your time, Jimmy. Go play some more golf before you got to get back to business against the Twins coming up. We're going to get some revenge.
All right, Tommy Pillar and Darren.
We'll see you down at the
good luck to all
ballpark.
you guys. Anything I can do, okay?
Appreciate
Thanks,
it,
Jim.
Thanks, man. Stay healthy.